All right, welcome to a Valentine's Day live show on YouTube. There's more for me to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this the comedy special. It was called Eddie Griffin Undeniable. See, Eddie Griffin had addressed everything in his comedy act. He talked about racism. He talks about you know things of that nature. He talks about other people, especially. I mean, let me go turn on this speaker.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. Radio mode. Auxiliary input mode.
Let me explain to y'all. Eddie Griffin, who is an actor and a comedian that he is. The man can act. The man can do comedy. See, this man can do comedy as nobody else will know. So his comedy, I got nothing against it. Well, push it close. I got nothing against the comedy that this man has done. He did some good comedy. See, he mentioned everything else, racism. He mentioned living in a two-parent household. He mentioned about everything that he would possibly say that okay. He mentioned about the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned about the people in general. People in general, he would mention in his comedy special. You see him wearing all blue outfit that he wearing, including a Kansas City Royals hat. It's a blue hat. It says Kansas City on it. It says KC means for Kansas City Royals baseball team. I used to had a cap a little different than that hat. There was a snapback, but it was a fitted. But I got rid of that hat. That hat was gone. I'll give myself another hat. You know what I'm saying? If I find one at the locker room lids store at the Riverwalk Outlet Mall. I'll go back and buy that hat. Already bought like another Las Vegas Raiders hat. I bought myself another Raiders hat. It's Raiders. It's a Raiders hat, not writers. So I got a hat that has the old school name there, and they had the name Las Vegas Raiders. It had the name Las Vegas Raiders on one side. They had the New Era emblem on the other side. They had the New Era logo on the other side. See, my White Sox hat, it means SOX, White Sox. So I got like two White Sox hats. You know what I'm saying? Two Chicago White Sox hats. So I already got me some two brand new ones. Uh, from the DTLR. Yeah, the DTLR store, which was City Gear. Same place I went and bought this hat. This hat was like a Mitchell. It's a Mitchell and Ness logo like hat. So it had like silvery, yeah, silvery on it. Has silvery like gray colored and has a black thing in it, little lining in it, had a little green thing under it. The one, the one, the one hat that has a new era emblem already has like the name Chicago Sox on it. It has the Ace of Spades card. It had the Ace of Spades. It had the Ace of Spades card. The Ace of Spades cards right in front of the hat. It says CWS, means Chicago White Sox. The other hat that I brought was a cartoon. It was like a cartoon character like logo where they had the name. They had the logo wearing the shoes and something else on top of it. So I'll be back at locker room lids. Be back at lids in by the time the summer is gonna be good, or at least the spring will come through, or until before Mother's Day. I'll be able to like, or Father's Day or Independence Day or whatever. I'll wait for some more money to come in some more months. You know, I'll get that Kansas City Royals hat. I'll get it soon. It's gonna be almost like it's gonna be like a snapback one. If I can find a snapback one, I'll buy it. If it's cost like $39, it costs like $39 or $40. I'll buy it. I'll buy it with my own money. So he'll talk about dedicating. See, Eddie Griffin. I love Eddie Griffin. I love Mr. Eddie Griffin. The guy. I'm gonna address you. I'm gonna address you to Mr. Eddie Griffin. I'll type Eddie Griffin. I'll type EDDIENG. That means Eddie Griffin. See, there's this guy right here. Well, his real name is Edward Reuben Griffin. That's his real name. See, Eddie Griffin. See, his real name was Edward Reuben Griffin. He's a stand-up comedian and an actor. So all the work that he done, look at the images. You see all the work that he's done. See all the other pictures they have of him. You know what I'm saying? In other comedy specials, you see there's Eddie. There's Eddie when he was on the come up. You know what I'm saying? Other stand up comedy specials. You see him with a haircut, with a cigarette in his mouth. You see him with other hats that he was wearing. There he is. There he is with the Dodgers hat. There's another picture of him with the Yankees hat. So it's all pictures they have of him. You know, there's photos of him wearing the hats, the old timer hats, like the ones that the players will wear. There he is in another Royals hat. See, the other hat that he's wearing is black. It says Black Yankees on it. That one, the white hat that says Yankees on it. So he had other things that he wear. Another Yankee hat that he wore. He had on the Under Armour. He had on the Under Armour um, you know, hit a skull cap on it. It's a skull beanie or whatever he had wore under the hat. So we got other pictures they have of him, other hats that he was wearing. The other hat has E on it. The other hat that has his likeness on it, but it has the red hat that he wore has Kansas City Royals on it. The other one he wore has the other one he it's the one he wore is the identification of him with the same hat on. Yeah, on the red the burgundy colored outfit that matches the hat that he's wearing. So the other hats that he's wearing kind of brought him to something else. I had nothing against him, man. They got other things they have of him with the hat that has E on it. See, they had the fisherman hat, or he had the other hat that he was wearing. Uh, they had one photo of him with an undercover brother with Dave Chappelle. There's other photos they have of him. There he is in the early 2000s with Orlando Jones with Double Take. So all the rare pictures of him when he was on the come up. There are other comedy specials like Freedom of Speech that Tubi doesn't even have that special. It already has Undeniable in Tell 'em I said it, or You Can Tell 'em I said it. They had you can tell 'em they had You Can Tell 'em I said it. Uh, on Tubi they had those comedy specials. They had You Can Tell 'em I said it, Undeniable. They have they have another comedy special that was out. Where is it, man? What's that other comedy special that he's been doing? They already have Live and Unleashed. I don't think Tubi has it, but it has but it has the but it has this comedy special. It was called Enigma. It's called Enigma. See, see, this is after he was working with Master P. All the movies that he was featuring, he was in. It was called the what does it say? The Walking Dead. He was in this movie. He was in this movie called The Walking Dead. He was working with the likes of the guy who was featured in Menace to Society. I think it was Vontae Sweet. I think it was Vontae Sweet. I think Vontae Sweet is featured in this thing. Yeah, that's him. The guy from Menace to Society who was a Tupac replacement. Vontae Sweet. He was already in the movie working with the likes of Alan Payne from like CB4. I think Jason's Lyric, Joe Morton, who was in the movie, Eon Oberman was in it, Bernie Mac, rest in peace. He was already in it. Uh, Damon Jones is in it. Uh, Wendy Raquel Robinson. This is before the Steve Harvey show. She played as Celeste. Another couple of characters that he had been working with was Kevin Jackson and Sharon Para. I don't know about Nicole Avant. I had nothing against any of the cast members. One of the people had later died in 2008 is Bernie Mac. Foolish, the movie. He was working with Master P. and and another actor that he was working with is Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay, the comedian. Jonathan Banks, I remember him from Beverly Hills Cop. I remember him from Beverly Hills Cop. Jonathan Banks. He was on there in the TV show Wise Guy. Mulla Gibbs, I knew. I remember her from 227. She was featured in this movie. Tracy Bingham. Tracy Bingham, I remember her from the movie. Bill Nunn, I remembered him from New Jack City. He's deceased. Anthony Johnson, who was in the movie, he's deceased. Bill Duke, who was a studio producer, who played as a studio producer, he is like now, deceased, I think. Not deceased, but he's still alive. He's still alive. That part I did not know he was still alive. Frank Severo, he was in the movie Foolish. I think something happened to him. I think he was alive. He was alive. This is a guy. I think I seen him. I just remember this guy from movies like The Godfather 2, uh, Goodfellas, and Cop and a Half. He was in Urban Relic. He was in Urban Relics. It was after Cop and a Half. You know what I'm saying? He was in this movie called Fire, but he was in Ring of Death after Urban Relics. So Urban Relics came out before Foolish. So a lot of actors are not just known for their history. So there are all these people there. Jonathan Banks, I just didn't know why something happened to him. I don't know if he's he alive or dead. I don't know. Yep, he's alive. He is still alive. There's a photo of him when he was on a come up. This is before Beverly Hills Cop and Wise Guy. He was in shows. I did not know that. He was in a bunch of other shows like Better Call Saul and he was in Constellation. He did some voiceovers. He did some voiceovers in Skylanders Academy and Kite Man. Hell yeah! Wow, these people are still alive. But more the people you see on these some of these people you see in the movie are dead. Mia X. This Mia X, the mama of the tank, but she looked completely different from when she had hair on her head. This is who she looked like before she had the chemotherapy. We're going to the images of Mia X. There's photos of her long before she had the long before she had the chemotherapy. This is before she had the chemotherapy. She had it all from her friendship with Manny Fresh and everything else. A lot of photos they have of her from like when she had hair and then she losing all her hair. And she had been diagnosed with uterine cancer. She was diagnosed with. Things about her that I knew she was a legend in the game. See, Mia X is no slouch when it comes to her rapping. You see It's called the Unladylike Jersey. That was already been like, uh, the jersey was like, it's like an inspiration from her album Unladylike that we'll show you right here. See, see, the jersey is an inspiration of her album here, Unladylike. It was a 1990s album that was so released by No Limit Records. All the other albums that she came out, and then the other albums that she came out was Mama Drama. It was the other albums that came out here. It was Mama Drama. But you got the other stuff here. See, they got all this stuff mixed in with Lil Kim and Foxy Brown that she never even met in the game. So I had nothing against nothing. I had nothing against the mom of the tank. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against her. She was a sweet female. She was back in the day type of legend. She's like a legend, a living, breathing legend in the game. She was born in the '70s, man. Like, hey, she got into the bounce music thing before she got into the rap thing. But a lot of people are featured on this. Layla Arcieri, I think she was in the movie, or she was in some movie. She was in another movie that's out there. It's called Beverly Hood. She was in this movie called Beverly Hood that Tubi had added. People that you've seen on there here. They ain't even pictured. See, I ain't care too much about it now. A lot of people you don't see on TV, they couldn't even go out there and listen to the negativity that's out there, that was out the footwork, that was out the footwork and out the gate. With Eddie Griffin in my book, Eddie Griffin will talk about other things. He'll talk about food. He'll talk about drinking and smoking, and he talk about everything else. Shit, shit. He does all of it. He does all of it, man. He does it all. I ain't got nothing against the guy because of the work that he done in stand up. He did some stand up besides he did some stand up stuff besides Eddie Murphy and Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the people Eddie Griffin Eddie Griffin had already looking up to, he looking up to guys that already been in the game. But the one person he's still looking up to is his mom. It's his mother. Another person he look up to who's no longer with us is Sarah Sherman, a big mama. His grandmama. See, his grandmother had passed away like all those years ago. You know. So do I. I lost two grandmothers and two great grandmothers, probably three great grandmothers, two grandfathers, especially two great grandfathers, two great grandfathers. Okay, some cousins, some uncles, great uncles, aunties, great aunties, great uncles. Know what I'm saying? and a nephew, and a nephew, okay, and a mother and father, and a stepmother. People, the people that I known died, including great cousins, and great cousins. People that was no longer with me. If I would have learned to be nice to people, I would have helped them out. I'll give them a shirt. I'll give them the shirt off my back. I'll give them a shirt or a t-shirt or a cam shirt off my back if I have to. I'll take it off my back and give it to them. And anything else I would do, I'll give them the pants off my ass and give it to them if I had to. Shit, anything I would do, I'll give it. Anything they want, I'll give it to them. But see, Eddie Griffin, he speaks on everybody else. He speak on people. Like he dedicated the his act of comedy to the likes of a Bernie Mac who have died in 2008. You know what I'm saying? He'll dedicate he'll dedicate it to Charles Quentin Murphy Jr., who was a comedian and who was like the brother of Eddie Murphy. He's like the brother of Edward Reagan Murphy. Yeah, the brother of Edward Reagan Murphy, Eddie Murphy. Charles Quentin Murphy Jr. His alias is Charlie. So, but Eddie and Charlie are like brothers. When when Charlie Murphy when Charlie Murphy died in 2017, Eddie was crushed. He was heartbroken. I think it was uh, leukemia or some sort of cancer, or some rare form of cancer that he had died from. It got sad. Oh, I lost family members to all sorts of health issues. It's sad that I had to go through that. When I had to look up to those that are up there in heaven, they're up there in heaven and living in the sky. This is where they don't even want to pull themselves together, and they just don't want to know how to get themselves together, and they just broke down and cried, and they're saying they lost some loved ones to cancer, probably lung cancer, or at least ovarian cancer, leukemia, or other things, other health issues. People are already up there in heaven. They're already up there with the likes of all the other comedians that died. Like the white comedians like Sam Kinison, George Carlin, Robin Williams, Robin Williams, Leonard Schneider, and those that were gone. those that were long gone. And then they got the black comedians that were gone. You had Patrice O'Neal. You had Patrice O'Neal, Bernie Mac, and Charlie Murphy. They're up there. Red Fox, who was born John Sanford, he's up there. Richard Pryor, he's up there. Paul Mooney, he's up there. Rudolph Moore, he's up there. A lot of people, they're already up there in heaven or there. You know, you already got the TV stars. You got the TV stars that are already have been up there. Uh, that was from the Jeffersons TV cast. You have Sherman Helmsley, Isabel Sanford, Mike Evans, Franklin Cover, Roxy Roker, Paul Benedict, Zera Coley, Zera Coley, and Ned Wertimer. Those people are deceased, except for the ones that are alive, including Jay Hammer, Mola Gibbs, Damon Evans, and Belinda Tolbert. I did not even get a chance to do a live show based on Franklin Cover and Paul Benedict. I did not even get a chance to do it because I was tied up with all the other live shows that I had to do. I'm gonna do some live shows that are coming real soon. As far as I had to recollect my thoughts and get myself together. You have the cast members that are up there. They're from they're from different strokes. They're from different strokes and the facts of life. Conrad Bain, Gary Coleman, Dana Plato, Charlotte Ray. Yeah, Charlotte Ray. Who else? Gotta find out who died too or still alive. I don't even know this woman. I don't even know if this woman is living or deceased. Well, Mary Jo Catlett. Anybody remember her as Pearl Gallagher and Mrs. Puff in Different Strokes and SpongeBob SquarePants as Mrs. Puff. She's still alive. She's still hanging in there, man. She'll be up there. She'll be up there staying alive with the likes of Danny Cooksey and if it was Danny Cooksey and Todd Bridges, who was a former child actor. Shabar Ross, he's alive. But the guy who played as the bicycle man, he's deceased. Uh, we have to be Vic Tayback. The other one that died is Miss Melanie Watson, who had played as Kathy Gordon. One of those people that are still alive that got featured on the show as a Charlene character is Janet Jackson. You remember her? Remember her as Penny on Good Times in the 1970s? She's still alive. But few of the cast members that were on the Facts of Life were still alive. Who had to be Lisa Whelchel, Kim Fields, uh, Nancy McKeon, and Mindy Cohen. Had one cast member uh, that was from the Growing Pains TV show had later died is Ellen Fick. The rest of the cast members are alive. Uh, Valerie Harper, who got featured on the Mary Tyler Moore show, she died along with the star of the Mary Tyler Moore show, Mary Tyler Moore, Ed Ashner, Gabby McLeod, Ted Knight, Betty White, and Georgia Engel. So the main cast member that later died, who was already on Maud, alongside the late Rue McClanahan, rest in peace, is Beatrice Arthur. Bill Macy, he's dead. I got to scoop him up. Yep, that's right. Everybody, I gotta go hit this thing on the head. Bill Macy is now dead, folks. He died in 2019. He played as the Walter Finley. He played as the character Walter Finley, the husband of Maud Finley. Maud Finley. Yeah, he's deceased, folks. He's been dead since 2019. We gotta find out. Let's go find one of the cast members who's still alive or dead. Adrian Barbeau, she's alive. What the Adrian Joe Barbeau? Is she alive? You see, Esther Roll had passed away, you know, in 1998. Beatrice Arthur have died in Beatrice Arthur died in 2009. I know why. few more people you see on the show that was already gone. The one person who was on Mama's Family who had died is the guy who played as is Benton Harper. The guy who played as is Benton Harper, who happened to be Ken Berry. Before Mama's Family, he was in F Troop and Mayberry RFD. It was it was like an Andy Griffith show. It's an Andy Griffith show like remake that was from the 1950s, 1960s. So the main people that were, I mean, I gotta find out what happened to Beverly Archer. Let me see if she's still alive or dead. Let me see if she's still. Let me see if she's still alive or dead. Oh yeah, Iola Boylan, herself, Beverly Archer. She's still alive. Let me go find out who all these cast members are who are still alive. Where is the cast? I'm gonna have the deep dive. Come on, let me deep dive. See, you have people that was already featured on there. Oh look, Vicky Lawrence. She's still alive, and she's still hanging on. This is life after Mama's Family. Dorothy Lyman. That's Dorothy Lyman, the lady right here. She played as Naomi Oates Harper. Let me see if she's dead or alive. Oh, she's still alive. Ellen Kaiser. Ellen Kaiser. He probably still alive too. He might be hanging up. He might be hanging there with Dorothy Lyman, Beverly Archer, and Vicki Lawrence. Let's scoop him up. Yep, the old photo they have of him. This is prior to 1985, 1986. He was in like 95 episodes of this iconic this iconic live action television show, Mama's Family. His real name is Alan Joseph Kaiser II. So we got a character, another cast member who was already on the 1983 to 1986 uh seasons. Eric Brown. That's Eric Brown. He's he's still alive. There's an old photo they have of him. There's a still photo of him and the late Ken Berry. There's him and the late Ken Berry in it's a still shot of them on the episode of Mama's Family. In I think it was in 1983 through 1986. Yeah, he played as he played as Benton Harper Jr. uh Eric Brown. Yeah, Eric Brown. Eric Brown played. I mean, talk about Eric Brown. He played as Buzz, who had to be Benton Harper Jr. Karen Allgood. Karen Allgood was already in there. Let me see if she is alive or something. Yep, still living. She's still living. The main three people that was gone. The main three people that was all gone here. The main three people that are all deceased is Harvey Korman. It's Harvey Korman, Rue McClanahan, who was known for working with the late Beatrice Arthur in Maud, deceased. Betty White, who was known for working with McClanahan in Getty and Arthur, were already deceased. Dorothy Van, yeah, she played the aunt of Thelma's now dead husband, who's like the auntie. She's Dorothy Van plays the auntie who was like a relative of Thelma's now dead husband. She's like deceased. I hope she died. She died in 2002. Earl Bowen. We got to take a look at Alan Oppenheimer. Oh, he's alive. He's retiring. Earl Bowen. I can't even forget about Earl Bowen. Yep, he's dead. He died on January the 5th. He died on January the 5th, 2023. 5 days right after Gangsta Boo. Carol Burnett. Let me see if she's still alive. Man, I can't even forget about her. People try to say I'm trying to sound like her, but I don't want to sound nothing like this woman. We got those people that's on there. Okay, we got more people I might be living up there. Let me see. Anne Haney. Anne Haney. Uh, yep, she's dead. She died in 2001. Stan Mason. Oh, he's alive. He is still alive. He used to be in these movies like the Blues Brothers in Titanic and the Backup Plan. Uh, Ted Ziegler. Ted Ziegler, dead. He died. He died in 1999. Joseph Campanella. Joseph Campanella, dead in 2018. How can I not forget about those people? Amy Benedict, still, still, she's alive. Mark Brandon. Oh God, this guy was a graduate of the University of Montevallo. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know any of this stuff. Stephen Neville. Oh, he's a medical products sales leader in LinkedIn. Ain't no way in the world I could follow him. Bradley Trumbull, Dead in 1994 in LA. Jeffrey Lewis, dead in 2015. Troy Evans, oh God, he's still alive and breathing. He is still alive and breathing and kicking. Okay, we gotta find these people here. The guest appearances that was from Mama's Family. Myra Turley. Oh yeah, alive. The guy who played is Billy Bob Conroy. Brent Spiner. Wait, alive? Oh no, he was playing the character Data. I did not even know that happened to him. I remember this guy who played this character Data from the 1980s Star Trek the Next Generation show. He was in. Yeah, I did not know he was still alive. He gets appeared long before the Star Trek Next Generation show. Bonnie Morton, dead in 2005. Natalie Core, Miss High Dame Pearson, dead in 2011. No Code George himself, Raymond Young, he's dead. He died in 1999. He was known for his roles in Police Story and Hunter's Blood in the Croft Super Show. Oh, actress Imogen Coca, the actress. She was an American comic actress. She's dead. She died. She's dead in 2001, somewhere in Westport. Jack Guilford, among all the guest stars on all the seasons of Mama's Family. Jack Guilford. Yep. He died after Sammy Davis Jr. He died in June of 1990. Oh, Bill Kirchenbauer. I'm sorry that I butchered his name. It's Bill Kirchenbauer. Oh, he's alive. He could lost some weight. Oh, Barbara Stewart, who plays a nurse on Mama's Family. She's deceased on in May of 2011. Nicholas Wirt, who plays the Big John McCall character, uh, he's deceased in the late 2000s. Who else was on there? Kathleen Freeman, who played as Joan McCall. She is dead, folks. She is dead. She died in on the summer of 2001. She died in 2001 in New York. A lot of people, I couldn't even find the pictures of all these people. It's a lot of people that already got featured on the show. Their pictures are not going to be shown. So let me get these off. Let me get them off. Get them off. Get them off. Get them off. That's it. See, the thing about Eddie Griffin and his life, he knows his shit. His comedy was so unpredictable and never been often imitated or duplicated. So his work was already brought by the grace of God since the early 1990s. He been in the game. But I explained to y'all. I'll leave y'all with this. Um, I'm about to go do another live show. Doing another Warzone gameplay. Even though I'm going to be winning or losing, and I'm gonna have to get on with the skill of gameplay and matchmaking that I'm going to be doing. But I gotta go do another live show based on me playing the Call of Duty Warzone. It's gonna be a Valentine's Day gameplay. If you have already seen this video, hit that like button on your PC or your laptop, and you can press the thumbs up. Go to the thumbs up and you press it, and anybody else can get a like or one. I don't even need like 1,000 likes like JD done. I don't even need that. JD has all the likes, the 1,000 likes for his post shows for Raw and SmackDown, and the WWE premium live events and AEW pay-per-views. That's something that he wanted to do. But I don't want to do that to the I don't want to do that to the guy because that man's been put through the ringer ever since he was taken off of commentary for House of Glory, House of Glory Wrestling uh company that was located in Queens. Or at least I got. Let me. You know what? Let me get back on there and go and type House of Glory. I'm gonna type House of Glory. See if it was located in the Bronx. Oh, it's not. Oh, House of Glory. It's not going to be in the House of Glory. It's not going to be somewhere in the. Oh, it's going to be in Jamaica, Queens. Oh, I forgot. Why didn't JD tell me? Why didn't JD tell the people that he was working for the House of Glory Wrestling, House of Glory Wrestling, yeah, HOG, the House of Glory Wrestling company. Why didn't I know he was working? Why he ain't talking about he was working for that promotion? Even though it's already been located in Jamaica, Queens. That's a few miles from where 50 Cent's grandmother was staying. That's a few miles from where. That's a few got more miles from 50 Cent's grandmother's house. His house was a few miles away. His grandmother's house. His grandmother's house is a few miles away from the House of Glory. That's a few miles away from the House of Glory Wrestling. That company was already been there ever since. Okay, it says it's a sports. It says it was like a sports school. It's a sports school that was located in Jamaica, Queens. But one person that already ran that wrestling school, one person that ran that wrestling school And guess who ran that wrestling school? The Amazing Red, whose real name is Jonathan Figueroa. Jonathan Figueroa, who had to be Amazing Red, he ran that independent wrestling school. He ran that professional wrestling school and became formed as an independent wrestling promotion that he had founded. But the guy's a but the guy's a TNA. The guy's a TNA wrestler, and he's a trainer. He trained the wrestlers. He trained the wrestlers that were working for TNA in AEW, in NWA, in other places, in other wrestling companies, including JCW. But that promotion has been running shows in in a few towns, especially in those states like New York. It was New York. It was Illinois. It was Texas. It was Nevada. It was Pennsylvania. It was Pennsylvania and Canada. This man founded that company. That man has been founded that company for 14 years. He founded that company for 14 years. Okay? He worked hard to get where he was coming at today. You see the t-shirt that he's wearing with the Letterman jacket. It says House of Glory. It says HOG. It stands for House of Glory Pro Wrestling. And guess who's working? Guess who's working for that company? Guess who's working for that company? Guess who's working for that company as a commentator? That could be JD. That could be JD. See, there's all the other matches that was already been stemming from uh from last year. That's references here. They got a bunch of matches that was from the time that was in there. See, Shotzi Blackheart. This is after she was released from the WWE. Ashley Alfaro, Zilla Fatu. He's already working for the Indies. So Charles Mason, the guy who had the chair, he's been working for that promotion. He calls himself the root of all evil. So the one person who founded House of Glory is Amazing Red, and the one person who have owned the HOG Pro Wrestling Company is Percy Robert Miller Jr., also known by his stage name Master P. He's the guy that owned that wrestling company, and Jonathan Figueroa, who had to be Amazing Red, founded that company for 14 years. I got nothing to do with the sale that this man had purchased the HOG company. The man just already came to town to go visit his father. Long after I said hi to his father, on the sidewalk of Jackson Avenue. I'm being nice to people that already been hanging out there on the porch. You know, they cool with me. They ain't had no problems with me. They had no problems with me. They didn't get to know me this well. Even though they already knew that they knew that I'm a grandson of I'm a grandson of a cook and a common law worker and a nurse and a truck driver. They know I'm a grandson of a cook, a truck driver, and a common law worker and a nurse. My respect I had for the lineage, you know what I'm saying? That had to be put right. I had to be put into the lineage among all the people in my family, both sides. It goes within the family tree. That's why I've been on the road ever since the '80s. But I get my bearings from everybody else. But I had to finish this video because I got another video that I had to type and mapped out. It was called a Valentine's Day gameplay. A Valentine's Day gameplay. It means you gotta love the gameplay that I've been doing for Call of Duty Warzone. Let me go through that again and see what see how real I am at the game. Let me finish this and then we'll do another video with me playing Call of Duty Warzone again.